Hey, so this is Daniel from Journey of the Fat Man, and we're here starting the journey. So I'm really excited to do this because I want to be able to share things with you guys, and maybe you can comment your strategies for how to lose weight and how you have done it, or how you're doing it, or what are you currently doing, and we can share things in the comments. We'll definitely love if you maybe give a like to that button, and maybe subscribe to follow and see more content. I will be trying to post as much as I possibly can. I'm not really certain exactly how many times a week for now, but I'll just give it a shot. I'm definitely sure I will be posting at least once a week to show the progress I have been doing, and to check out, of course, what progresses you guys have done. And well, today I was going to talk about something that's very important, and it's one of the biggest things that I've at least learned from my process of going up and down in weight, and being with all these weight gurus and all that crap. And well, it's basically what I call the willpower paradox. And what's that? What's the willpower paradox? Well, not eating crap, it takes a lot of willpower, right? It's really hard not to do it. You just have this craving to do it. It's necessary for you. You really feel you want it, and it's only sometimes very associated with emotions. And usually the willpower paradox is one of the things that keeps us in this loop in the fitness industry, right? That just keeps you going and going up and down and going up and down and going up and down. And it's this thing that basically they tell you that you have to, for example, you go to a nutritionist and says, okay, you have to do all this big diet, right? And they basically change every single way of eating that you have. You just go from 0 to hero in one day, right? And you suddenly start losing weight very, very quickly. You just drop straight down, and you're feeling amazing. You're doing this great thing, but this is taking a lot of your willpower, right? You're anxious, you're craving the sweets, you're craving whatever crappy food you're eating, and at this point, you just get to a point you cannot take it anymore, just start engulfing and eating crap back again, right? And this is because willpower is basically a limited resource, right? And it's also kind of like a muscle. It's something you train. As much as you train in the gym, you also train your willpower. And if you decide not to take or to give in to a craving, usually that spends a little bit of your willpower. Think of it as, for example, I don't know, mana in video games, right? Think of it like that. You have a certain amount of mana. As you go up in level, you increase your mana pool, but when you are casting spells, or that means just not giving in to cravings, you usually tend to lose a bit of that willpower and just have a certain amount per day or per week, right? It doesn't charge back up that fast. And if the willpower paradox is that you want to be spending that willpower to not give in to the cravings, but you don't want to spend so much willpower that you will arrive at 0 and that you will instantly get to that binge moment that you just want to eat everything that's on the table, right? So I told myself, okay, so what's the solution, right? I have to spend the willpower, but I also want to train it, and I also not want to give in to the cravings. So the thing is, here in the Journey of Fat Man, we're not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to bullshit you like saying, oh, you're going to lose all this weight. If someone tells you that you're going to lose weight this fast and just incredibly fast, he's lying to you. He's just bullshitting you. So the approach we're going to take here is a more long term. We're going to play the long game, because 95% of fat people actually regain the weight we lose, right? So we have to play the long game if we want to go down and stay down, right? And this is the first strategy I'm thinking of, and I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. So this is basically what I call the willpower table of the willpower paradox, right? So we're not going to change all the habits we have in a single moment. So here we are. This is my table. I know it's pretty terrible. I know my writing is not the best, but here you can see it. So as you can see, there's like a week list, right? This is a number of weeks, right? So in psychology, they say that habits take about 21 days to 30 days to get incorporated, right? To become a part of your life. So for this, what we're going to do is we're going to basically start making our best habits. We're going to get to that perfect diet, but in small steps. And those small steps don't necessarily need to have to do with food at first, but they have to do with your fitness, overall health, right? So for example here, my first goal is not to ask for delivery food. Here in where I live, we have this online services of delivery of food, and it's just insane. It really gets you eating way too much. So my first goal is to not use the delivery system, not use any kind of delivery system from restaurants for at the very least 2 weeks, right? And if I don't do this, if I manage to not give in to cravings in those 2 weeks, I can add a second habit, a second new habit, right? Right now I'm going to the gym about 3 times a week since I bounced back up to my current weight. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this no delivery habit. I'm going to have all this anxiety and spend all this willpower here, right? But when I get to the 3rd week, I'll have more reserve willpower, right? Because I'm not doing everything at the same time. So when I have this more reserve willpower, I will have trained my willpower a bit. I will be able, in theory at least, that's what I think I will be able to do. This is what we're trying to do here, is we'll get to the gym 4 times a week. Not 3, but 4 times a week. If I manage to do this for at least 4 times a week, for 2 weeks, right? And also keep the no delivery system for at least 4 times a week. For at least 4 weeks, correct? No, that was a Freudian slip right there. I will be trying to go to the next thing, that is not using the bread store that is over here, right? I have an amazing bread store. They do this delicious food, right? So before all these 4 weeks, I can go to a bread store anytime, right? I know it will be not beneficial for me, but I will not be changing the habits so quickly. So this will not affect my willpower as much. And that's the idea, that in time, the goals compound into making you lose weight, right? And stay down so that you don't have to constantly be spending willpower. You will be leveling up your willpower in a certain sense to keep off the weight and stay it down and help it stay down. So, and I will go on with that with different goals for the rest of the weeks. So what if I fail though, right? What if I fail on any single goal? Well, if you fail on a single goal, you have to understand that food addiction is an addiction just like every single addiction, right? And it's kind of a chronic thing. So there will be times I fail, but I cannot, and I repeat, we cannot, guys, we cannot harm ourselves or feel bad because we failed once. We have to just get back up and straight up come back, right? So if I do fail in a week of this, in any of the habits, I will tell you this, and I will keep my current plan as it is without any more of the other objectives until I have 2 weeks where I have checked every single one of those objectives completely. So yes, this will take long, but we are playing the long game here, right? So this is the first way we will try to obtain this willpower to lower our weight and keep that weight down, and just make sure that we are able to do it without eating someone else or something like that, right? So I just wanted to let you know that that's my initial start. I am still going 3 times to the gym a week, so I will be keeping you posted on the advancements on every single week, hopefully. I have already been trying this system, so I will be starting with some of the objectives completed, but I want to see if possible if you can post yours or send us a video or anything like that. We would definitely love it, and if you do, I'll definitely feature you on the channel, especially if you do a video. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please leave any comments or suggestions that you might have. Maybe say like, oh Daniel, this is bullshit, this is not gonna help you. And well, maybe it's not, I'm not entirely sure. We're trying to figure this thing out. Not with just fitness gurus, but by ourselves and by what we feel and by what we know from past experiences, right? So that's it, guys. This is the journey of Fat Man. Fight on.